Today, America's farmers feed not only our nation, but millions of people around the world. And we're going to open that up much more for you folks because, as you know, it's not totally open, to put it mildly. We learned that yesterday, frankly, with Canada, where the dairy farmers up in Wisconsin, upstate New York, different places, a lot of border states in particular, are not able to sell their dairy products into Canada. And this has been going on for a while, and we're not going to put up with it. And separately, we put a very big tax. We will be putting a very big tariff on lumber, timber coming into this country. People don't realize Canada has been very rough on the United States. Everyone thinks of Canada as being wonderful, and so do I. I love Canada. But they've outsmarted our politicians for many years, and you people understand that. With this order, I'm directing Secretary Perdue to work with other members of my cabinet to identify and eliminate unnecessary regulations that hurt our nation's farmers and rural communities. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Will you sign a CR to continue funding the government if it doesn't?
The wall's going to get built, folks. Just in case anybody has any question, the wall's going to get built, and the wall is going to stop drugs, and it's going to stop a lot of people from coming in that shouldn't be here, and it's going to have a huge effect on human trafficking, which is a tremendous problem in this world, a problem that nobody talks about, but it's a problem that's probably worse than any time in the history of this world. Human trafficking, what's going on. The wall is going to get built, and we're setting record numbers in terms of stopping people from coming in and stopping drugs from coming in. You see the numbers down 73, 74%. I will say Secretary Kelly, formerly General Kelly, is doing an incredible job. And I was just with him a little while ago, and he said, we definitely, desperately need the wall. And we're going to have the wall built. I mean, I don't know what people are talking. I watch these shows and the pundits in the morning. They don't know what they're talking about. The wall gets built, 100%. Thank you very much. Thank you. It'll start soon, very soon. We're already preparing. We're doing plans. We're doing specifications. We're doing a lot of work on the wall, and the wall gets built. The wall is very, very important.
In your first term.
Well, it's certainly going to, yeah, sure. We have plenty of time. Got a lot of time. Thank you.
As Donald Trump heads towards 100 days in power with nothing much to show for it, he appears to be attempting to distract public attention by making Canada a scapegoat. "Everything's gone wrong since Canada came along" is no longer just a line from the South Park movie. Who would be surprised if Trump broke into a chorus of "Blame Canada" with its hockey hullabaloo and that B. Aunt Murray, too? On Monday evening, Wilbur Ross, the American Commerce Secretary, lamented the deteriorating special relationship and notified Canada of $1 billion in softwood lumber countervailing duties. On Tuesday, Trump held a White House photo opportunity with U.S. farmers in order to highlight how rough Canada has been on the U.S., how Canadians have outsmarted America, and how the United States will no longer put up with it. "Watch," he warned in a tweet about the dairy industry that was pregnant with as much menace as if he were Dirty Harry wielding a .44 Magnum. "Humans are designed to overestimate threats as a means of self-protection. Better safe than sorry." Donald Trump tweets. "Canada has made business for our dairy farmers in Wisconsin and other border states very difficult. We will not stand for this. Watch." But Trump's unpredictable nature means Canada could face its worst nightmare as early as Wednesday, when the president unveils his tax reform package. There is a suspicion among some informed observers that a punitive tax on imports, particularly oil, might be on the president's agenda as a means of funding his plan to cut corporate income tax to 15% from 35%. Could a bad week for Canada-US trade relations be about to get even worse? Disputes over softwood lumber and dairy would pale by comparison to a border tax. The real problem for Trump is that his $2.2 trillion tax cuts the amount of corporate tax revenue the U.S. government would forego over 10 years, according to the Tax Foundation think tank, needs to be offset by revenue-raising measures elsewhere. If they are not, and the cuts are simply added to the deficit, Trump will have trouble getting the measures through Congress. The American oil economist Philip Ehrlicher was in Ottawa last week, where he pointed out that Bill Clinton tried to bring in an energy tax in the 1990s and was eventually forced to settle for an increase in gasoline tax. Ehrlicher said attempts to bring in a broader 20% border adjustment tax could end the same way, with an oil import fee being imposed on Canada and other countries exporting to the U.S. James McIlroy, a former senior advisor to the Canadian Trade Minister and principal at consultants McIlroy and McIlroy Inc., said it is ominous that Canada is all of a sudden in Trump's crosshairs. "I think there's going to be a hurricane," he said.